Well, we're going to do a bit of a public service announcement. I have learned a handful of things since I started this Gen 4 aluminum block 5.3. I don't know where this video is going to come in to the build. I know I've already put video out at this point of the start of not only the teardown, but I think the start of the rebuild itself. I think I've already got the, well, all but the head on and stuff. But I wanted to bring you back to help, kind of help you out explain a few things that I've ran into that are unexpected, but if I would have done some research, which is why a lot of you are watching this. Obviously my videos kind of, well, I'm not going to say they blow, but they're definitely not something that is, well, entertainment always. I try to kind of show some things, explain a few things, and I know a lot of you don't like all the talking part of it, but believe me when I tell you, I don't always just try to blow smoke. I try to help you out so that you don't run into problems like this. This engine has been apart before. I told you before we started this went to Chevrolet up north of us here, about 12 miles. They pulled the heads, put new lifters in. I don't know if they did a cam or not. There was so much slop in the timing chain, I'm going to say they didn't. If they did, they didn't put a new timing chain on, or you saw me when I took it apart, possibly, if you watched all the videos up to this point. I am not blaming it on them, although I may have on a video coming up. This was also my fault for not doing the research prior to doing this. Here's the deal. I ended up pulling a thread out when I was torquing down the head on the passenger side. It was the front bolt up top. After doing some research, I come to find out that is a real common problem. The driver's side went back on without any issue. I was doing the second torque sequence, the first being 22 pounds with the torque wrench, then it was 90-degree angle. Something didn't feel right. I took it back out, looked at that bolt. It didn't look bad. I didn't see anything wrong. Put it back in. When I was going back to 90 degrees, it just pulled every thread out. This was caused from 2 or 3 different reasons. Number one is this is an aluminum block. This is not uncommon. I did not know this. So any aluminum block GM you have, you may run into this problem. Number two, if you do not follow the torque sequence in reverse while you're pulling the heads off, this could also be a problem. I did not do that. I don't know that GM did or not. I wasn't there when they took it apart. That means get the torque sequence and then undo it to 70 degrees first, then go back through it again on 90 degrees, and then you can take them out the rest of the way. I did not do that. I just loosened them up. I did them off camera, so don't cuss me because I didn't do it on camera. I did it like I do the normal cast blocks. I went in reverse sequence, but I just loosened them all up at the same time. So there's possibly part of this is my fault. Number 3 possibility is, excuse me, I got a little lung cookies here, is that the new bolts were not tapered exactly right. This is some other research I've done. That causes them to pull on certain threads harder than the other as it's being tightened up. These were Fel-Pro bolts. They are not the factory GM bolts. That's what I actually bought. You can't use a helicoil on these either very well because they're so far down under the threads. I will show you this in an upcoming video. I bought a specific tool. It's kind of expensive, at $400 to $500 for the kit to put threads in these aluminum blocks. So I'm just going to let you know up front, if you're thinking about buying an aluminum block, you know nothing about the history of it, be prepared. There may be some additional costs you didn't think about. My suggestion personally, if I'm doing another aluminum block, I'm going to buy ARP studs, and I may go ahead and insert the ends because those are the ones that most go bad the worst, the end ones, especially the top. So with that said, please follow the instructions. Look up more than one video when you're taking something apart, even not necessarily always putting them together. I learned this, like I said, I don't know that GM did it. I don't know that I did it. I don't know if the bolt did it. It doesn't make any difference at this point. It's done. I may do the top bolts both. This is the one that did it. And I'm not meaning top as far as the little 7mm or 8, whatever they are. I'm talking about the big 11mm bolts. it pulled every thread out of this hole. And what I was reading and looking at is that one is also notorious. This head went on without any issues. So could there have been something wrong with the block? Possibly, but I doubt it. It seems to be a common problem. This nutsert set was originally developed, if I'm not mistaken, for the Cadillac Northstar 4.6. They had a lot of problems with them from 2001 up. And then the aluminum blocks, I've been looking them up on the LS stuff. It doesn't seem to be a problem the first time they come apart. It seems to be the second, third time. So if you have to do it multiple times, or somebody's done the head gaskets before, lifters, cam swaps or something like that, especially the lifter end of it or head gasket problem, that seems to be the next problem, especially if they're not using factory bolts. So anyway, guys, I'm just going to let you know, please follow the instructions and pull before you pull aluminum block apart. If it's already apart, when you get it, inspect those really, really good. And they're hard to see because you know, the threads don't start right away. You know, they're actually down in there a ways. So meaning, let me get my flashlight. So what I mean by that, I know this one's got the, as you may not be able to see down that hole anyway, because I can't see it. Nope, absolutely not. That's not going to let me show you. But the threads, if you look down in this hole, the threads start. Let's see if I can see them. They're way down there. You may be able to see it. I can kind of see it. But they start. No, you really can't. They start like. I was trying to remember what that thing said. It was like an inch or better, inch and a quarter down is where they start. So, and they go a long way down. But anyway, I will show you the tool that I bought, and I will show you how to use it. I've never done it before. I had to watch other videos. So what I guess I'm saying is please, please, please watch other videos, not just one, because this is a big deal. If you're in a hurry or you're really, really limited on budget, $400 or $500 more to do this, and I didn't crush the gasket all the way. I was just through the first 90-degree deal, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the gasket I got and the bolts because I didn't completely stretch them. But man, if you're going to try to, I tell you what, I'm going to do the ARP from now on if I do aluminum. Not that would save the pull, because it'll still pull the threads if they're not right. Like tighten the nuts, it'll still do the same thing. But what it'll do though is to me, kind of once they're in, and you don't have to take them back out again. That was my thought. Anyway, I'll bring you back, but I just wanted to let you know what I ran into and to really watch your stuff.